What's up, guys? It's Ransom here, and today we are back in Skyrim. That's right, you guys. And oh snap, is it gonna be an awesome freaking day? So guys, welcome back, and happy Friday. So out of all the mods you voted for on last week's episode, this is the one that won. But don't forget, down there in the comment section, vote 1, 2, or 3, or check out the poll in the top right-hand corner to see which mod we're doing for next week's episode. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the Ultra Weapon Pack. This mod is packed full of them. It's got 8 brand new weapons, one of which I'm holding in my hands that could rival the greatest pickaxe of Minecraft. So where exactly do you get all of these wonderful weapons that you see in the thumbnail, but we haven't yet checked out in today's mod showcase? Well, you can actually craft each and every single one of them inside of the forge, which is kind of nice to have. So the first one that we're actually going to take a look at today, guys, is not this one, but in fact this one, the Barbaric Akaviri Saber. Now, what I love about this mod is I'm pretty sure each and every single one of these weapons is a two-handed weapon, and for me, that makes me a very happy camper. Now, before we get too far into this, let's actually go ahead and do this really quickly. Power of Self-Vision. Let's go ahead and grab this melee. Alignment, centered melee. Height, very low. And then melee, zoom, very, very close. And then let's do this. There we go. Now we can get a little bit closer and see just the finer details of these weapons. Now, this one, the Akaviri Blade, is amazing looking. I love the detail on it. Now, let's go and actually take a look at it with a little bit more, I guess, detailed look. Let's check this out. So we'll go and drop it down just like that. And then we'll take off the ring just like that, and we'll come all the way down to here and just look at the texture work, guys. The freaking hilt, the crossguard, is a snake, and it may even be 2 because there might be one on the other side as well, which is super cool. The etchings and the finer details just look so nice, not to mention the petals and the the stems of all the plants on the actual blade, and then these 3 cutouts, or the 2 cutouts rather, with the the curve up that way, just looks so freaking cool. I love the way it looks like. It looks very similar to what a cleaver would look like. Then we're also going to take a look at this one, the Iron Chopper. Now, the Iron Chopper is a little bit more crude than the Akaviri Blade, but even still is very reminiscent of the pickaxe that I had in my hand at the beginning of today's mod showcase. Now, the one thing that I love about all of these iron weapons that the mod author has put into this pack is, 1, they look very oversized, which is cool, especially for the fantasy aspect, but 2, they have a very rusted look, and I think that kind of adds to the authenticity of the actual weapons and the blades and everything else. It kind of makes it look very crude and very, honestly, unrefined, which is kind of a nice theme if you're going for a type of barbarian, which most of them are named after barbarians. But let's actually double check this out on the ground, shall we? So like I said, all of the weapons seem to be fairly oversized, which is good for us because they look really cool. At least for me. I like oversized weapons. I'm kind of a sucker for that, even though I don't watch anime. Now, I love the all wooden handle with the wooden staff-like structure to it. Looks really, really cool with the iron bindings. And then, like I said, this iron rusted kind of oxidized look that is on the weapon looks very, very cool. Plus, it doesn't look a whole lot like any weapon in Skyrim, with the exception of maybe the headsman's axe. Now, the Iron Cleaver. The Iron Cleaver is this mod's answer to what if I had a rusty greatsword. This is pretty much your answer to that. It's a very, very large, oversized weapon, but even still maintains kind of the grace of a greatsword, Now, I will go ahead and say that the texture work on all of these blades is incredible. I love the way there's so much detail within each blade. There's cracks in the blade, there's chips, there's tons of oxidation, tons of rusting, everything like that. They add so much to the weapon by having that there. Although, if you tried to swing this blade in real life, I'm pretty sure it would snap. Pretty sure it would snap pretty damn easily. But let's see what else we have to work with, shall we? The Iron Pickaxe. We already actually took a look at that in my hands, so let's actually just take a look at it like this. So as you saw in the beginning, it is indeed a pickaxe, and what more could you want to try and kill someone with rather than a pickaxe? And then we start to get into these 4 weapons. These 4 weapons are a lot more refined as far as what they look like. Now, the Barbaric Spiked Iron Club. This thing is kind of terrifying, I'm not gonna lie. If I saw somebody running at me with a spiked club this big, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna run as fast as I can. This thing is the size of a freaking dinner table. But overall, I love the aesthetic and I love the design of it. Never have I seen a club in Skyrim look so appealing. Not to mention, I love the way the spikes look. They're not all the same size. It gets bigger as it goes up the freaking, up the metal. Really, really cool. More oxidation, but a lot less than the other stuff before. You know, it looks almost as if it's been out in the rain for a little bit, had some rust on it, but has been tried to be refined and tempered to get rid of the rust. Then we start to get into these ones, the Barbaric Steel Greatsword, the Barbaric Steel Grinder, and the Barbaric Steel Tomahawk. Now, the Greatsword, I have one big problem with this sword. As beautiful as it is, the top of it looks like a Q-tip. Let's go ahead and take a look at what this looks like. Because when I saw it in my inventory, I was like, that's a Q-tip. This is what I'm talking about. It's just too flat. I don't understand how that could do any damage to anybody. I mean, if you smack someone from 10 feet away, then maybe. But it just doesn't look... I don't know. Let's just ignore that part for now, because I love the waviness in the blade. But if it came to a point, I would like it much more. But... we have a very lovely high resolution and high quality etching down here towards the crossguard and the hilt, and I love the way this looks. I love the fact that this part of the blade where the points stick out is not the hilt. It goes down a little bit further and has that little red wrapping around it and that iron/steel area right there, and then the crossguard is right here. Very, very large and wide crossguard with the, you know, the rings right there. Very, very cool. And then we have the nice big handle right there. Kind of a cool looking weapon, but like I said, looks too much like a Q-tip for me to use it. Then the grinder. The grinder just looks like someone took a conch shell out of the ocean and then glued a whole bunch of other ones to it. I don't know. It just looks so cool, though. I love the details. You know, I love the way the weapon looks. There's nothing in Skyrim that looks exactly like this, and I love that, because that's what I love about this whole entire mod, is the authenticity of all of these weapons. It adds so much to Skyrim. I mean, could you imagine putting that on a weapon plaque or on a weapon, you know, rack and just displaying that for everyone to walk into your house to see? I think I'd be a little bit afraid of my host. And then last but not least is the Tomahawk. Now, this being a Tomahawk, it's a two-handed weapon. It goes against what a Tomahawk actually is, if I'm not mistaken. The Tomahawk is a small throwing axe, if I'm on the right track. But even still, I think with this being in your hands, it looks pretty damn cool. I love the detail work with the little cross right there, or the little star, whatever that is. And then the lovely etching right there with the engravings and stuff like that. Now, let's go ahead and take a trip on up to the teleport room, and let's see if we can enchant/temper these. Alright, so here we are in the cheat room. Let's go ahead and check this out, shall we? So it seems as if we can indeed temper them, which is very nice. And then we can also come over here to the enchanting table and see that we can indeed enchant them, which is a lovely thing to have, especially for those of you that want to do enchanting. Now, where exactly can you find them? Well, inside of iron, we have the iron chopper, the iron cleaver, and the iron pickaxe, as well as the barbaric iron club. But also within steel, we have the barbaric Akaviri Saber, the barbaric steel greatsword, barbaric steel grinder, and last but not least, the barbaric steel tomahawk, all of which can indeed be crafted within the smithy. Now we're going to go ahead and come up here and check what level I am in smithing. I am level 100 and have the full perk tree, so that's most likely why I'm able to access it. But I'd imagine as long as you have access to iron and steel, you'll be good to go. So guys, I very much hope you enjoyed today's little mod showcase, and I will see you in the next video.